Hi there, this is Wendy Lee and Haruhi Suzumiya from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And if you're an Esper, shapeshifter, or time traveler, then you have what it takes to join the SOS Brigade and be an Anime Maverick.
From the land of crazy hairstyles and overly ridiculous weapons, it's time for the Anime Mavericks Podcast. And now, here they are, your Anime Mavericks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Anime Mavericks Podcast, the official anime podcast of RVT. For the last time, we, of course, are your Anime Mavericks, and we're here to bring you one last talk as we reminisce on old times on the Shades.
I'm YamiAngie.
And I'm not crying, you're all crying.
I feel that, but tonight is a special night and we are not alone. Because for our final episode, we have decided to bring back as much of the old crew as we can possibly get away with for one last chance to reminisce on old times. For those who have not been here since the beginning, fall of 2009, we launched a little series called the Rising Sun Podcast. Admittedly, we had to change the name a couple years back due to some potential racial issues.
Oopsies.
Yeah, I still kind of regret that one. But regardless...
Better late than never.
Better late than never. But regardless, we are looking back at the last 13 years with some of the old crew. So joining us tonight, first of all, you heard him already, Mr. Matty Jay.
Hello, hello, hello.
And of course, we've also got the Fez head himself, Mikshel.
Howdy, everybody.
And if you want old school, you can't get more old school than our last guest here. One of the OGs, aside from myself, Mr. FighterXaos.
Hey, everybody. I don't know. Old school. I don't know if I should say radical or something. Hey, how's it going?
How weird could they do the motorcycle going across your house?
No, if you really want to feel old school, remember that your nickname, your name back in the day wasn't FighterXaos, it was the Karate Bum.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
You want to know how deep cut that is? Even I didn't know that at the time.
Yep. Well,
I was just after he became FighterXaos.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. It was when we started back out in fall 2009. It was me, Kaus, 16-bit Jeff, who we have reasons why we're not bringing him in tonight. Less said, the better. And our old buddy Hybrid Rain started us off.
But we couldn't get in contact with him because he's working at Death Battle.
Yeah, he's kind of living the dream right now, so it's understandable there. We no shame, no blame to Hybrid Rain. But hey, Hybrid, we still remember you, buddy. we don't forget.
We miss you, buddy.
If you want some inside baseball on how I got Karate Bum, it was a line Chi-Chi said in Dragon Ball. She called Goku that.
That makes total sense.
I
Right?
think I vaguely remember that.
Oh yeah, and also of course Lady K, who also can't be here tonight because she's got work tonight. Yeah, there was the five of us back then, and then it was me, Jeff, Kaus, Hybrid, and Lady K, and back when she was Lady K-Ru. We went through many names back then. And here's a bit of insight for those who may not have seen a previous interview that we did here on this show, was that our very first episode of the Rising Sun, we had stumbled across a bit of fortune. This should give you an idea of how crazy this show has gotten over the years. Is how we started. Right as we were putting together the Rising Sun podcast, Mike the Birdman Dodd, This Week in Geek, probably a well-known creator to many in this sphere, had put out a post saying that he was going to help people get in touch with voice actor Kyle A. Bear. Those, Teen Gohan, Kamina from Gurren Lagann, Fat Gum from Hiroaka, though obviously that was years away. But it was a pretty big deal. So, I believe it was Jeff that reached out and actually got in touch with the Birdman about that. And through some talking, we managed to secure for our very first episode of our podcast Kyle A. Bear as a guest interview. Still cannot fucking believe we did that. Sadly, that episode has long since been lost to time. But we made up for it not too long ago, which I'm very grateful for.
I think, how many episodes I watched through time?
It's been a lot, because bear in mind that originally, first The Rising Sun started out as a MP3 only podcast. We didn't really have a video format for it. And then I think around the time of Reviewtopia, we had moved to a streaming format because obviously we wanted everything to fit into that. And it was not long after that we started doing the episodic recaps after our autism charity. We had done an autism charity many years ago. We didn't raise much, but we did get about $500 if I recall correctly.
Yeah, $500, and that was a fun time.
Oh yeah.
We were all dead ass tired at the time, but we riffed, we podcasted, we riffed again. Fun times.
Yeah. And I even remember that Sunday, we were doing Tokurifs that Sunday morning, and I ended up sick as a dog and just basically having to run the show without being able to talk because I literally just started the stream and I passed right the fuck out.
You were pulling a me at a baseball game when I was volunteering for Rogers TV at the time.
I remember
you were literally on the button, and you were on the button when it's time to switch a thing. You switched it without fail. We didn't even notice.
Yeah, but I was sick as a fucking dog that morning. I fucking hated it. But the point I was getting at was that during that time, we had contacted a representative at Funimation, Justin Rojas, about wanting to get permission to do a episodic review, a review or an episodic look for the stream and seeing what kind of legal hurdles we needed to get around. And it was actually Justin Rojas who suggested that we could post the link to the episode on Funimation and just not show the footage. And that ended up becoming the overall format for inevitably all of our riffing streams. First for the Maverick, first for the Rising Sun, and then later for Toku Riffs and the Ranger Recap. That just started becoming our thing for that, which was, which is surreal that one moment changed everything. Though, given recent events for me, I think that that no longer comes as a surprise to me. That one little insignificant thing can change the course of our history. But it was crazy. Originally, the one consistent thing we have been doing up until this final run was the anime news of the week. I think we continued to do that from episode 2 on. We always talked about the recent anime news. Cows could back me up on that one?
Yeah, I remember that at least.
Yeah. We always did the anime news of the week. I think, was it Hybrid or you that was the original Anime Informer, the guy who did the leading to the news?
God, I don't remember.
Because I know I made that a running thing from day one, was that we had our Anime Informer, the guy who was supposed to lead us into the news.
I do remember that part.
Yeah, but I don't remember if it was you or Hybrid.
I feel like it was, yeah.
Don't ask me. I wasn't. Don't ask me. I wasn't.
It's been
hybrid. Or it was. I feel like it was hybrid, but once I started, so.
Yeah. Again, 13 years. You're gonna forget a few things along the way. It's amazing I remember as much as I do. Yeah. But then as time went on, especially after we I think it was halfway into the Geek Fighters days, that you and Jeff wanted to step down. Because you guys had your own shit you wanted to do.
We were doing a Akari cast.
You did the Akari cast. You also had your own things. You had to... I actually was just looking on the Wayback Machine and looking back at the old Geek Fighters website. Just kind of remember because...
I do that sometimes too.
Well, I also did it because my daughter had to convince her friends that we at one point had Matt Pat on RVT.
Exactly. That's why I did it too.
It's
Matt Pat and PDG.
And Gaijin Goomba.
At what episode?
And
JonTron was also a Geek Fighter.
The Geek Fighters. We had PBG, JonTron. Some call me Johnny. We had all those guys. And then, RVT Reviewtopia, we had Matt Pat, Gaijin Goomba, and a few others. It's crazy the amount of people we've connected with over the years, and I doubt half of them even remember who the fuck we are.
I know.
I don't think you guys ever interacted before. No offense, I'm
I talked with Johnny a couple times. We definitely interacted with Matt Pat a lot. He was trying to help us with the site, but we just didn't listen.
He's a sweetie. He tried to, he was doing his statistical stuff to try and help,
I remember that, yeah. And Matt Pat does remember us because when he did his Draw My Life video, he mentioned he wrote down Reviewtopia as one of his starting places, so he definitely does remember us.
Yes.
He still follows me on Twitter.
I think he does me too.
At the very least, we gave him a confidence boost.
Yeah, we gave him some encouragement. We definitely, and he has taken that confidence and fucking ran with it. That's for fucking sure. Oh, holy shit.
All right, but that's not just a fear. That's game theory.
Moving on. Yeah. So yeah, that's to me, I think, is the big thing about doing this show and just being part of all of this in general is that how much we've actually accomplished over the last 13 years. Like, we started with this simple podcast. We evolved it into three different websites, technically speaking. Well, 4 if you want to count Reviewtopia to RVT as 2 different sites. But yeah, 4 different websites. And we still have this community going strong 13 years later. Holy shit, how the fuck did we pull all this off?
How? With science, of course.
It's science, and every time it's like when we put out calls, people answer them. I would say.
I had to get that out of my system.
Yeah, but getting back to I completely went off the rails there for a second. Like after we did it for a while, Jeff and Kaus decided to step down. They were going to do their own thing, and so and at this time we'd brought Easy in. So we decided, and we also had the Navigator. Angie's husband. Well, future husband at this point. So we decided to go ahead and we reached out and we asked Easy, hey, you want to join this podcast? And we also, I don't remember how exactly we did it, but we eventually were able to convince Angie to join us. Which
I remember. I remember what I remember happening was, you waited not too long after you invited him into the website, but my husband Navi had been a guest star, so I'd started listening to the podcast, and yeah, you had put out like I guess you had put out a little call, among everybody, and I kind of raised my hand, and you said yes.
Yeah, and I think Angie is like is one of the bigger stories of this show's history because of how much you've grown since you first started like 12 years ago. Because when we first brought you on, you were nervous as fuck.
Oh, God. I remember, as I said, like, you had him on as like a little guest interview, and it's like, hey, and he said, he's like, hey, and my girlfriend's with, and he dragged me in front of the computer, and I'm dying, embarrassed as hell. So yeah, it's like I am still shy. I'm not as shy, but yes, it's like I used to be very like shy and not as vocal.
I don't want to take the credit for it, but I think we can safely say that the show has probably helped your confidence a little bit.
Oh no, certainly it's been a good, it's a good outlet, and it just shows it's become a comfort zone.
Yeah, it's been one of those tent poles of this community, which is sad that it doesn't get the love that it deserves, because that's one of the main reasons why we are ending this show is that, like, if you ever looked at the Twitch analytics for the Anime Mavericks, it is definitely the lowest watched show on RVT. Like,
the YouTube bots are barely getting noticed.
Yeah, so it's like nobody's watching us, nobody's paying attention to us, and after this long, that's usually the sign of, okay, time to put it on the shelf. Because a lot has happened. And then, of course, during the time when Easy was there, we started the episodic recaps, but or the first impressions, I guess you could say, that era.
Yeah.
That lasted for a good while, but eventually Easy was feeling overwhelmed, and he couldn't really bring his griffing charm into the show like he normally does with Recap and Tokarif, so eventually he stepped down, and that brings us to Mikshel.
This crazy bastard over here.
Yes. This was the first time that we had put out an open call, an open audition for new hosts, and Mikshel was the one that, and that time, we actually had quite a few auditions during that time, if I remember correctly. And Mikshel was the one that had impressed me the most. I was like, okay, this guy's got some talent.
Well, I did throw in a JoJo's, a Bobo joke in there too, so that kind of helped.
Honestly, thinking back, how the hell did I let you get past the audition with that?
I
I don't know, but I'll say though, my little story with all of this though is that I wouldn't even be a part of this if it wasn't for TJ Omega to begin with. I was actually following him, and following him lead me to you guys.
And this is why I'm still friends with TJ to this day.
Part of me is surprised he wasn't a guest star on Mavericks.
Yeah, we've tried to invite him several times to join any of our podcasts. Never happened. He's not. Bear in mind, even during his peak, he was working on like 4 or 5 different podcasts of his own.
Oh, he was too busy.
Yeah, he was very busy. So that probably explains why he never joined us for ours, because he already was getting overwhelmed with doing all the videos he was doing, plus trying to do several podcasts of his own. Like, I know he had a Transformers podcast, he had a wrestling podcast, he had a couple other podcasts he was doing too. It was crazy.
I would have hooked him in with some, with saying you guys were going to review Slayers. He loves Slayers.
Trust me, I know. I helped him with his Slayers Abridged project that he did.
Really?
Yeah, he was, the Team 4-Star was doing a contest for people to make their own Abridged series, and TJ did a Slayers Abridged, and I didn't have a big role. I was just the vegetable seller. I literally just did the lettuce guy from Avatar. Like the cabbage guy. My cabbages!
By the way, I'm shocked that did not get picked up. That was a great pilot.
It was a good one, but there was some stiff competition, and then even if it had, it wouldn't have lasted very long, because it wasn't that long afterwards that Team 4-Star stopped doing a bridge altogether because they kept getting hit with copyrights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of ended up being a thing.
But yeah, that's kind of me joining in about January of 2014, and then of course by that time going along, and then the Ranger recap finally happens, and you have a hiatus for that because of waiting for the new season, and I come up with an idea that helps you through with classical recaps.
Not exactly a short-lived idea, but an idea that eventually tapered out. And yes, your involvement in that. Could I forget Doomslayer? Don't think I've forgotten. But, and then of course, over time, eventually Mike had to step down because technical issues and life issues eventually just got in the way. So, round 2, another open call. Okay, hold on real quick. Apparently someone's messages are not showing. That is weird. I don't recognize your name, and I definitely don't look like someone we would have banned. I don't know why your messages weren't showing there. Yeah, I don't know why you would not be showing, but I apologize for that. Kaiser. Oh, Exia. Exia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Exia. That's what it is. Okay, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't remember banning Exia.
Does this count as my catch? Does this count for my catchphrase?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Technology! It loves to give us the middle finger.
There you go.
That's true.
Ain't it? But yeah, round 2 for open auditions, and this time we didn't get as many. I think we only had like 3 or 4 tops. So it had to be a little more picky about who we picked up, and it came down to Cure's ability to read the news. He was the most, like, I think Zeltrax had tried to apply, Flutter had tried to apply, but neither one of them quite nailed it. And there was one other, I think, that showed up that I don't think did a very good job. But then Cure put his in, and, you know, he actually read the news really well. I thought he was actually
Didn't you disqualify one of them because one of them was edited?
That was Zeltrax. Like, Zeltrax's was really good in terms of delivery, but he edited his thing. And I'm like, no, you need to show me a live environment because you're not going to be able to edit the news segment like that. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
we're live, pal.
And I said that in the rules, too.
like, has anyone seen me how... I'm sorry, I have to apologize, because sometimes I'm just terrible cold reading.
So basically the Achilles heel to modern Yu-Gi-Oh players then.
Oh, I felt that one.
But yeah, I mean,
I just started into Yu-Gi-Oh this year, and it's, yeah.
Like,
not wrong.
Yeah, but it was a case of, like, I understand. If I'm not asking you for you to not stutter. I expect a stutter because, well, again, me, Angie, we both stutter all the fucking time. All right? I'm not exactly expecting... Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a time where the news segment went completely clean without somebody stuttering. Like...
Or screwing up an intended line.
Yeah, exactly. It would be foolish to think otherwise, but we did want you to show us how well you could deliver things and kind of not only read the news, but also talk about it, give your opinion on it. I wanted to hear that, and that was where you won out because you not only read the story as best as you could, but you also gave your opinions on it and did it in a way that was really well done. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm looking for.
My opinion usually comes from either 2 places, my brain or my heart, depending on the situation, of course.
Sometimes we have to get those wires recrossed because sometimes you go crazy when you go one way. Yeah, if there's
like last week.
Oh God, yeah. Cows, we mentioned before that Cure is the Magical Girl fan. We picked all of our last picks over the last 3 weeks, and his ended up being Pretty Cure.
That's my goddamn name.
Yeah,
I figured.
And of course, because it had just come out recently, you knew my last pick was going to be Futo PI.
Oh, man.
May as well, Boswell.
I mean, it's me. It's fucking me. Of course I've got to watch the double anime.
We could have done that instead of the viewer's choice at the end, actually, when you picked it already.
Speaking of which, the suggestion pages and stuff is still on the server.
I'll delete those after the show tonight. Don't worry about that. I just never got around to it. But now I've been doing most of the talking here. But again, I didn't bring these guys here just to hear me talk for an hour and a half. Fuck that noise. So let's go down the list. Let's go from OG to newest. Let's talk about some of our favorite memories. Kaus, I know it's probably going to be tricky because of how long ago it was, but are there any memories you can recall from your time on the Rising Sun?
Well, the main one is interviewing Kyle A. Bear, which was the first episode. And, oh God, what was new at the time when we started and we did the official name change from Anime to Anime Mavericks?
No, we changed that long after you left.
Oh, it was still, oh my God.
Yeah, you were long gone by then.
For some specials.
You might have heard me bring it up, but no, we changed that long after you had gone off and rebuild the Geek Fighters as a community thing.
Yeah, okay.
But I think why you remember the name is because we called ourselves the Anime Mavericks back then.
That's right. Like the anime affiliated reviewers and stuff were all the Anime Mavericks.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's why the name sticks out to you. But which, we just decided, fuck it, we're just going to call the podcast that now. Because we literally had someone come into our chat one time during the show and point out that the Rising Sun is actually not a welcome term in Japan. They don't like bringing up that name. So using that name and the Rising Sun imagery that we had was actually a very bad thing and could have come off as racist. So we're like, oh shit, no, we're gonna go ahead and get away from that.
I'm surprised.
It was the Imperial flag, right?
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, that was a whoops. So
if I knew at the time.
We didn't know until someone brought it up, but immediately I immediately as soon as they said that to me, I was like, oh fuck, no, we do not want that. So I took the old Anime Mavericks logo, which, by the way, while we did change the inside of the logo, we're still technically using the one that Lord Philic made for us, that Phil Dragas made for us, way back when.
He does book covers and stuff now.
I'm not surprised. The guy was a damn good artist. I still was using the Phantom Paradise logo he made for me to this day. Like, when I was doing my Phantom Paradise stuff, I kept that logo because it was just so damn good. So I'm not surprised he's getting bigger deals now.
Yeah, he became friends with the guys who used to be the super best friends.
Oh, yeah.
And he's friends with all of them individually, even though they broke up. So he actually helped make a game with Liam. It's on Steam.
Guys moving up. But yeah, that's
for me. That's why I started thinking about memories of what anime came out around then. Because I'm pretty sure I had some strong opinions back then. Because I look back at some opinions I had of anime back then, and I'm like, why was I such an old... Why was I like such a hardcore, like a grumpy old man?
FighterXaos, the anime equivalent of Old Man Yells at Cloud.
I use that as a profile picture some places, actually. Old Man Yells. Yeah, I am that. If you had me on good old games, that is my profile picture.
I am not surprised. I am not fucking surprised. Though, when it came to, let's just say when it came to strong opinions, you weren't the worst of them.
Yeah, no, they were, yeah.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with that. Yeah. Again, there's a reason why a certain former co-host isn't joining us tonight. Let's just leave it at that.
Who?
Again.
You know.
Exactly. So with that, we go to, since Easy's still not here, still has a show. He was supposed to be here tonight, but we don't know where Easy is. Angie, what about you?
Me thinking he forgot to say his alarm clock or something.
Who knows? Angie, what was a memory that sticks out for you?
I think it was the possibly the time we did the interview with Crispin Freeman. Even though I didn't say much because I was still kind of earlier there, where I was extremely extremely shy. I think I had my face in a pillow most of the time because thank God it was an audio thing. But that was a great experience.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the voice actor that helped me get into my new work, Erin Nicole Lundquist, she actually is pretty good friends with Crispin Freeman, and actually was the story I told was that she was working, setting up a workshop for his voice acting mastery website, and that was perfect timing that I had been gotten in contact with her because she was wanted me to help test that and help kind of test it out. So yeah, it seems that Crispin Freeman has been an integral part of my history now. Not saying I'll ever be best friends with the guy, but and sadly, the Crispin Freeman interview, both my Crispin Freeman interviews, both the Rising Sun version and the one we did at Metricon, have been lost to time. Curse you, Blip Era!
God, Blip.
Yeah, that's how old we are. The Blip Era. Oh my God.
I
Played
love
whack-a-mole with so many streaming services and video services.
Oh yeah, that's where I found you shades and also some of my reviewing senpais. well, one that actually retiring this year, Erod the Blockbuster Buster.
Yeah.
Rod.
Don't you love it when Blip just kicked everybody off?
Oh my god. I've lost all those videos. Most like 99% of the videos that I had on Blip are gone because I did save them when the Blip was going down, but then the hard drive I saved them to got destroyed.
Oh, I know that feeling. I got an external that and they want $90 to recover everything, and I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, that hard drive is long gone, and then it happened again not that long ago where I had an external hard drive. That one, thankfully, I didn't lose too much, but it still hurt.
I think a couple of scripts you had were dead.
I lost a couple of scripts, but that was thankfully the only thing I really lost. But oh god, remember when we had to keep jumping back and forth between like 5 different streaming services because none of them worked?
Ustream, Livestream.
Fucking
Ironically,
we were on Ustream for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we were
ironically here.
Yeah, we were on Livestream, Ustream, Justin TV back before it became Twitch, and we did do Twitch for a little bit.
Live stream, Ustream, we all stream for live stream. We wound up on Twitch, and some of us wish we were on YouTube, but even YouTube don't want us, or didn't want us for a while.
You know what the irony is? The biggest audience was on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I remember, like around 2015, 2019, when I first saw your podcast, that it was like around 10, 20 people in like the chats for Rising Sun on YouTube.
It was crazy trying to find the proper site. Twitch ended up being our final home for a lot of our streams because honestly, it was the most stable and it had the least problems because like we didn't have to worry about copyright shutting us down. At least and even recently, while we may get something muted occasionally, we don't usually get anything. We don't get our stream cut off midway because of a copyright thing. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Oh god, I remember that.
Yeah. It was like I remember it happening during like not so much like wrestling. I think we got kicked down because
that was when we were on Justin TV. We were doing the wrestling stuff, and they had an explicit thing in there. Yes, no wrestling shows. And we were like, and so like midway through, I think it was Monday Night Riffs. All of a sudden, the stream just dies, and we're like, "What the fuck happened?" And then we find out our channel got blocked because of it.
Monday Night Riffs.
Oh.
Anybody else find it ironic now that Twitch is actually hosting some that used to host Impact Wrestling?
Impact, exactly. Now Impact streams here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, they had it for a while. They were simulcasting Twitch stuff up until 6 months ago.
Gotta love it. Anyway, back to the thing. Mike, what about you? What's a memory that sticks out for you?
Oh, what doesn't stick out for me? Coming up every week, trying to find a way to introduce every one of my news stories with some sort of joke. The reactions we've gotten from I will finally admit to this. Every anime I've picked has been trying to troll y'all.
No, really? You expect me to be surprised by this? It's you.
Hang on. Was I supposed to be shocked by this? Hang on, let me get in the right frame of mind. God!
When even Cure can see through that bullshit, you know you're not doing a very good job.
Side note, Cure, that sounded like a good Napoleon Dynamite.
No, I got that from Erod again. Can you tell he was a big influence on me?
No, I hadn't noticed. All right, before we get...
Because who else could forget the wonderful magical show, Cute High Earth Defense Club Love?
You know what, Mike? Thank you for that.
there is at least one of the viewers' choice picks, and it's like I knew it might have been, is this a zombie or something? And it's like I knew you were gonna have a reaction, and I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say anything beforehand.
Mike, you've now given me and T-Dub a weapon to control Cure Crystal.
No. You reminded me since I'm taking with a watch right now. I have to deal with season 2 of that.
Enjoy.
Not you, Shane. Hey, I'm the one that signed up for the watch party stick, so I have to stick to everything like guns.
Again, enjoy.
I survived feet collide, for crying out loud.
Okay, calm down, you. Moving on. So, before we get to Cure, since by this time Matty had become at least a regular enough guest, Matty, have there been any particular moments you remember?
I mean, I believe I'm trying to remember which one it was. I know there was a there was a pro wrestling one. Like the I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was the
Tiger Mask Double.
I believe you brought me in for that. I do know that. That was fun. But I'm thinking of another one. I think it might have been the I forget the title of it, but it was the isekai with the wrestler going Konomichi.
Yes.
And we're all the three of us laughing our asses off.
And I later went on to review that anime, and I gave it a pretty good review.
I mean, just showing up and having a good time with everybody. So, like, at that point, I don't have a specific memory, but every time I would pop up, to finally show you guys Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040.
Yeah, you do not shut up about that fucking show. You brought it up just the other day.
Under fucking rated. God damn. It's still to this day.
Oh, at least it's not as bad as me with Simple Gear.
Oh, God.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. But since you're already yapping your gums, let's go ahead and get to you, Kira. What's a memory that sticks out for you?
Let's see. Besides the obvious Wendy Lee interviews, a couple interviews in there. Let's see. What the hell was I thinking for my first pick? I think it was because I was trying to write off Mike's coattail, per se.
Beyblade, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was. What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah, that aged like cheese.
Yeah. Ironically, funny. You know what the funny thing is? That wasn't my first choice. At first, I was thinking of doing an isekai series on my 7 arts, but now I realize it's not up because licensing failed us.
Of course.
I had so many missed opportunities with this goddamn podcast. It's not even funny. Hell, it took me a freaking year and a half to even do a Magical Girl show. I kept my freaking restraint. So that does not apply to that does not apply to the news story. There is a difference, you know.
Yeah, and usually here's the thing. Here's like a little insider thing. Every once in a blue moon, one of these guys would send me a news story that they really wanted to talk about, but 99.9% of the time, I was the one going on ANN every single time to find fucking news stories to post. I would have. I would post like 2 or 3 links. 2 if I'd already picked up my own story, because there were times where it's like, I kind of have to talk about this, don't I? Either it was a super big story, the big elephant in the room, or it was something so connected to me that I had to do it. Yes, that means the Haruhi stories.
I thought you were known as Mr. Sad Sack.
Oh, yeah, that too. Well, that came more towards the end, where I ended up always having to be the guy that bring the room down. Oh my God, that was like right after you joined. Every fucking time it was like, oh, there's this, because especially once the pandemic started up, good Lord, like between the pandemic and a certain other voice actor that I do not want to talk about right now. Yeah, I'm constantly having to bring in bad stories. Sucked. Hated it. Fucking hated it.
I always had the douchebag of the week, but yeah.
Oh, yes, the douchebag of the day.
Oh, yeah. As you were saying?
I mean, we've always had those type of stories, but Yeah, there's quite a few doubters once we hit pandemic.
Oh.
About dang Tom.
It's honestly crazy how much. I do remember one interview that ended up being the most hilarious. I think this was about the time Angie and Easy were involved, when we sat down and talked with Richard Epcar.
He's a cool guy.
He is, but
I met him in person.
I've met him. I've met him twice in person because he came to Metricon 2 times. Once by himself, and the second time with his wife Ellen Stern. But right after the first interview, we invited him onto our podcast. We invited him on The Rising Sun. It was me, Angie, and Easy doing the interview that day. And this dude was a motherfucking troll. Richard Epcar trolled the ever-loving shit out of both me and Easy. Me for Bobobo, Easy for Mass Rider. And as soon as I say his name, look who the fuck shows up.
Hey, what up, Ethan?
You didn't think you were going to do this without me, did you? You didn't think you were going to do this without one of the originals, did you?
I wouldn't tell you.
I get it.
One of
I
the
get the
original,
joke.
the original Red Ranger.
Well, okay, and that I know the joke you're going for, but can't exactly call you an original. But perfect timing for you to show up right as I bring up the Richard Epcar interview.
Well, like Jason Scott Lee, or at least Jason or Scott, whatever. I like to be fashionably late.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
voice
he's got a motorcycle outside.
Oh yeah, I thought.
An easy rider.
Wait.
Probably he's
Wait, I just realized.
exactly when he.
Yeah, no, it's funny. You just mentioned that joke, Matty. What happened earlier on Cal's end when he first started talking?
Yup.
That was Easy driving by.
Richard Epcar. You guys did Jigen?
Yeah, we did Jigen. It was many years ago, and like I said, when we brought him in, he trolled the shit out of me and Easy because he was part of two. Yeah, you remember that?
Every other line he said was a Masked Rider joke.
Mass Rider or a Bobobo joke.
Oh my god.
He trolled
I
the
remember
shit
that.
out of us. He trolled the shit out of us.
Oh.
He was very nice.
He was nice. It was a
Yeah.
fun interview, but yeah, he just.
Lucky he voiced Raiden, or I wouldn't have cut him some slack.
Actually, I don't think he was doing Raiden that. But no, wait.
It was around that time.
It was. Yeah, it was. I don't know if he was in Mortal Kombat 9, but.
Let's just say it makes sense. He's the Joker.
Yes, it totally does.
Indeed.
It totally does. So, since we'd already been asking everybody else, Easy, aside from that interview, were there any other moments during your time on The Rising Sun that you remember?
Well, I do remember when you put me in charge of Toku News for a hot minute.
Yeah. Wow, even I don't remember that.
Yeah. Everyone else would do anime news. I would do the Toku News. I would always get my sources from J Fusion. Rest in peace, Geki Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but one thing I'll never forget is, my internet picked the worst night to conk out on me because that was the night you guys got to interview Crispin Freeman.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier. I forgot.
I was livid.
Oh. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I remember it's like we did get the question. We did get him talking about Toku, and I remember being like, "That's for you, man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would.
Yeah. Well, Young Justice was brand new at the time, and he was voicing Speedy/Red Arrow, and I was really digging that show, and I really wanted to ask him about it. Technically not anime related, but
It's animated.
Yeah. Actually, fun story about Young Justice because you said you brought that up. I was talking with Erin Nicole Lundquist the other day, and we were talking about psychology and voice acting, how you can have the same voice per se, but the psychology of the character can make it sound different. And she brought up an example from Young Justice with the Wayne Tech clone security guards. Easy, you probably know who I'm talking about.
yes.
There was the one scene where all three of them are in a car together. And
Yep.
all three are voiced by Crispin Freeman doing the exact same voice. But because of how the slight differences in their character, when you listen, they don't sound the same, even though they are the same voice.
That scene really showed off his versatility.
It really does. That man is a legend for a reason.
Indeed. Yep. Of course, also at the time, I wanted to ask him about one of my personal favorites. I kind of overlooked anime, but I still love it. S. Cryed, because he was straight cougar. And he was the most goofiest effing character in anime I'd ever seen. I mean, that guy was a bottle of lightning. I shit you not. Every other scene, he was doing something goofy. I just wanted to ask him about that.
Oh
well. Maybe I'll get another chance someday.
Maybe. I mean, you never know when he might come back to town or something like that.
We'll see.
I mean, he's not really, aside from video game voice acting, he's not exactly, he's mostly focused on his podcast and the website.
Yep.
So, who knows?
Wasn't he on Critical Role at one point?
No, maybe for a guest spot, but I don't recall that. I know Yuri Lowenthal's been on Critical Role, but I don't think Crispin has. So much. That's what's scary about all this. The history that we've got, everything we've done, all the interviews we've done, all of the shows, all the special episodes we've had, all of the crazy moments, some of the jokes we've playing. Like, I wish I could go back and do a compilation of all, like, just go. Problem is that I would have to go through hundreds upon hundreds of hours of podcasts to try to find all these moments. I don't think my sanity could do that.
And remember, a lot of the episodes were lost.
That's the other problem too. Like,
Lost to time, sadly.
Yeah.
One thing I've always thought is Cartoon Network actually following us? Because it seems like every time we featured an anime, eventually it came up to Toonami.
That or the Watch Party.
Well, the Watch Party, that made a little more sense because oftentimes I would go back to past Rising Sun Anime Mavericks podcast, like, I like that one. I want to finish that. But yeah, the fact that they kept showing up on Toonami not long after we've talked about them or featured them, it's like, are they watching us or something? What the fuck?
If they are, ah!
And cue the X-Files music.
If they are, how come we didn't do one on Noragami?
No, I think we did do an episode on Noragami. And there's another show that we did feature that never got on Toonami, but I think it's because of how long ago we had done it, and that's Sailor Moon Crystal, motherfuckers!
Yeah, where's my Sailor Moon fix, you bastards? You brought Dragon Ball back, you brought Gundam back, but not Sailor Moon.
You got One Piece back, for God's sakes. Can't put Sailor Moon on the goddamn Toonami.
You let Netflix sink their claws into her, you bastards.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why these two are the Moonies and I'm not. I may be the magical guy, but at least I give these certain franchises to people who know it better.
You know what? Given the current state of WB Discovery and all that stuff, I'm starting to think Sailor Moon Crystal's in the right spot right now.
Yeah, Netflix isn't doing much better.
No, it's not.
No, not necessarily true. It's very true, but at the same time, considering all the cancellations, all the things going on, safer territory, at least. Not by much, but still safer.
The lesser of the two evil, per se.
Yeah.
I guess, but still, would have been nice to show one of the redubbed movies or, something like that. Just a little something. I don't ask for much.
No.
Ironic, since Sailor Stars just dropped on Hulu. It would have been nice if they actually, finished what they started, because they showed everything up to that. Of course, well, they didn't do Stars at the time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're going to show the rest of DBZ on there, show the rest of Sailor Moon. Give me closure! Even though Stars is probably my least favorite season, but let's not dwell on that.
No.
It's actually funny, like, when I think about how many shows we did first impressions on. I'm actually taking a second right now to pull up the past shows list on my Mavericks list, if I can find the damn thing. No, not wrong folder. I go into the RVT stuff folder. See.
I do remember my last night on the Anime Mavericks when I was on the way out. I do remember that you let me pick what our last thing watch would be, and I picked something weird. I picked the episode of Go Lion where Sven quote unquote died.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was that on streaming?
That feels like a lifetime ago. And it was the closest to Toku I could get, so yeah.
Joy.
Well, let's hope Toonami was listening when you guys did Futopia.
Please. I would fucking...
Oh, boy.
I'd lose my fucking mind if they made that announcement, I swear to God.
Never say never.
I know.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, 4 seasons of it.
I am loving the show so far. I'm not saying Scott because Jay hasn't seen the rest of the show yet, but I am having a fun time watching.
Yeah.
What about you?
We watched it Sunday. We watched the newest episodes. Yeah, I've been keeping up with it. I've been loving it so far. Minor nitpicks here and there, but nothing really to ruin the show. But last Sunday we watched it at the tail end of Morphicon in the hotel room. And we get to the very last scene, and it really pissed us off. A big reveal. I'm not going to say what it is, but we're like, oh, come on! And then they end the episode.
Didn't they do that with episode 2 as well?
They've been doing that a lot, actually. They tease what's coming, and then they cut the episode off. I guess. Hey, whatever gets you to watch the next episode.
Right?
Funny, just like how Double actually did in the show.
Yeah, well, hey, it's not exactly a new anime trope. They've done it before, but hey, whatever works. I mean, how many times did DB or Dragon Ball Z or Super end with one of the heroes getting a new form right out of the bed, and then episode's over. Time for the have to tune in next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Also, Game Fan, why are you taking this time to talk about Genshin Impact right now? Seriously?
No!
But yeah, like, I'm looking at the list of anime we did on Rising Sun Mavericks / Mavericks. Like, we hit some interesting ones. We did Assassination Classroom. We mentioned Go Lion, Beyblade, Bofuri, Black Butler, Black Jack. We mentioned Bubblegum Crisis. Cells at Work, Chrono Crusade, Darker Than Black. We even did an episode of Darling in the Franxx. Oh, God, thank God we dodged that bullet and didn't go any further than that.
Hang on. Tangent on Bofuri. When the hell are we getting season 2? It's supposed to be this year, jackass.
I do remember one episode we did, and this was years ago. I was staying at my Uncle Jim's place, and he had every single channel known to man. He had the Funimation channel, so I would camp out on his couch while everyone else went to bed, watching Funimation Network on the big screen. Of course, this was back when that was still a thing. And one of the weirdest anime that caught my eye was a little show called Aria the Scarlet Ammo. And I showed it to Shades and YamiAngie, and 3 little words was their response, WTF.
I remember that! Oh my God.
It's hard to explain, but if you know, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. Let me just put it this way. The main character is supposed to be a descendant of Sherlock Holmes, and she wields 245s.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say. The rest you just gotta see for yourself.
You do. You really do. I remember that.
John labeled it as a junk food anime.
Is it weird that for some reason I could see that as one of Mike Shell's pick?
Oh, absolutely. It totally would have been.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, you were here when he said this earlier, but he basically admitted that every time it was his pick, he picked something just to troll us.
Oh God, I remember his last pick. Ugh.
Matt, do you have that dollar bill handy?
Oh yeah,
there's a shocker.
Right here, buddy.
There's
right here.
By the way, not to get off topic again, but come Ranger Stop, I have a couple more of those for you.
Oh God,
sweet. I need a couple of replacements. You saw the video on Twitter. It's it's getting up there. It's still intact, but
maybe you should laminate this one or laminate it.
If you laminate, then he won't be able to shake it.
We'll get the point across.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, looking at some of the other ones we did Dirty Pair, we did both Digimon Tamers and Cross Wars.
Pre-fusion.
Digimon Tamers my pick.
I'm looking through that. I'm in alphabetical order here. Of course, we did the first episode of Food Wars. Oh, good God, that was a trip.
Oh, God.
Oh yes.
Amazing.
If you anime GC didn't screw up.
I do remember the one time we watched the first episode of Gatchaman Crowds.
Yeah.
What the fies did we just watch?
I remember that. Oh my God.
What the hell was that? Yeah, that would have been the perfect place for the Krusty the Clown bit. What the hell was that?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was not Gotcha Man.
No, it was. But you know what? Here's the scary part from what I've heard. If you take away the fact that it's a Gatchaman series, apparently it's actually really good.
Fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's a Gatchaman series on Quaaludes.
Agreed there.
Yeah, take away the branding. It's not a bad anime.
Yeah.
It's like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Just drop the Halloween name and think of it as its own movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm guessing they have to put the name in for market value.
Right.
You're a gotcha man. Well, gotcha, man.
Good.
Last
good
night,
rip.
last show ever, Mike. I'm gonna let you have that one.
Yeah. Oh, and then there were some of the controversial ones, like when we did Rising of the Shield Hero, because we had to talk about that controversy. And oh, need I forget Goblin Slayer? Yeah,
Oof.
definitely had to emphasize the disclaimer on that one. Whoo boy!
Oof.
I never got past the first episode of that. I'm sorry, but no, when you point something that makes me feel very uncomfortable, no.
I think a lot of these animes are what killed my love to watch every single new anime. No offense.
No, I feel you on that.
Yeah, we watched some ridiculously dumb stuff. And not all of it was Mike's fault. I want to make that clear right now. Mike wasn't the only one. The fans trolled us hard with some of their picks, or at the very least, they did it unintentionally.
We didn't know. How could we have known?
No.
You're going as blind. How can...
Any of you guys watch Mad Bull 34?
Oh fuck.
I know of it.
I know of it. I haven't seen it, but I've seen what's his name's review of it? Bet at the Sage.
Watched it streamed. It's on a different. There was a way before watch parties. There was another group doing live streams. Yeah, that came up. Yep.
Game Fan, I think we did do it. Yeah, we did do an episode of The Laughing Salesman.
There's a new one.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember that was a Halloween one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we did do The Laughing Salesman. And it was the newer version. It was I don't think it was the original. I think it was the remake. So I remember doing that because I remember we made a big deal about how the history of that show.
And we also did Death Parade.
Yep, we did Death Parade, which really fucking good show, by the way.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, didn't you do Slime? That time I got reincarnated?
Yes,
I
we
believe
did.
we did do.
We did do Slime. We did do that time I got reincarnated as a Slime. Another good series. We did a lot of the shows that I would inevitably come to review. Ancient Magus Bride, Devil is a Part-Timer, Slime. Again, Rising of the Shield Hero we did. Bofuri, Kimono Michi. Like, we did a lot of shows that I went back and reviewed later on. And in fact, I'm looking at this and I'm just shocked at how many of these shows that we did on this podcast that I would later go back and review. We pretty much did all of the Isekai Quartet shows. I think because we did Konosuba, we did do ReZero, we did do Overlord.
Tanya,
Yeah, Saga of Tanya the Evil.
aka Aoyuki being an evil little girl.
Yeah. We did do Cells at Work. I know for a fact we did Cells at Work. We did not do Code Black, and I don't think we did Time Bokan. We did not do Time Bokan. There was a good mix of shows that we did.
We didn't do a certain show that I loved to death. But funny I mentioned that considering who just posted on Patreon a review of that. Blame Alexis. Don't blame me.
Yeah, we also did quite a few older shows. Like we did the original Space Adventure Cobra. I think was it Angie? Was that your suggestion or was that?
That was her suggestion. Yes.
Yeah, it's probably one of mine that I must have been looking around and saw it was up. It's like, yeah, let's check this one out.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like a lot of us tend to have themes with our suggestions, especially Angie was always the old school fan. Like whenever there was anything old school, 9 times out of 10, Angie was the one picking it. I was
like,
the newer, I was like the new hotness fan. She was the old and not so busted.
Speaking of
Mike,
Cobra,
Mike with the crazy man.
Yeah, Cass, you were saying?
speaking of Cobra, I have an old issue of Game Informer where the was it Shinji Mikami? I think he said that Dante is actually inspired by Cobra.
That does not surprise me in the least. I can totally see it. Oh God, I remember. Remember when we did Sengoku Basara?
Goku Pashari.
I love that. I love the games, and I saw some of the anime.
Oh yeah.
why is my brain not remembering what?
Did not expect that to
Basically-
take off the way it did.
Oh yeah, I would. Funny thing is, I was gonna do season 2 for that on the watch party, but then Florida reminded me that there was a movie that they take with in season 2 and 3 that is not up for streaming. So yeah, I'm putting that on the shelf.
Yeah, fair.
I'm probably getting this confused, but I forget, John, did we ever do any of the anime Toku crossovers with Shin-Chan? Or was that on Toku Riffs?
I don't think we ever touched Shin-Chan. Period. I know we've
Okay.
talked about it, but I don't think we ever did it.
Because I know there's been a few crossovers like with Den-O, Forze, but I'm just like, did we watch those on Toku Riffs or Anime Mavericks? I can't remember.
No, we didn't touch those at all on either show, as far as I remember.
Okay.
We did do a
Could've sworn we
couple of
did one.
episodes of Garo. We did both an episode of Garo the animation and Crimson Moon.
Ah,
Yes.
About the closest to Toku we ever got. That and Samurai Flamenco. We did an episode of that, but we never got to the Toku-related stuff on that regard.
I think I requested the, because it was on Adult Swim, the original Kikaider anime. Like
Oh
many
yeah, I
moons
remember.
ago.
And I think we also did
The Guyver?
yeah, we did the Guyver too at one point.
Yes.
Like I said, so much fucking so many shows that we did with all this. Holy crap.
You know, I'm surprised we didn't do the Netflix Ultraman anime for Maverick.
Oh, we did a watch along.
We did a watch along. Yeah, I think that's why, because we were gonna do
Yeah.
a watch party for it instead. I think we did Gridman.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
we
We
did
didn't
do
do
it.
Dynamite.
We didn't do Dyna Xenon, but we did do the original. We did do SSSS Gridman at one point. Don't have it on my list for some reason. But
I did Dynasty on the watch party.
As long as you guys avoided the Netflix Godzilla anime.
yeah, no, we didn't touch that.
I don't have.
Forget
that.
Netflix is an options.
Yeah,
Lucky for me.
do not touch that Godzilla anime on Netflix with a 10-meter cattle prod.
God. Noted.
Well, lucky for me because I don't have Netflix.
Well, even so, I mean,
I just
I've
like
heard
the
I've
opening.
heard nothing but bad things about Singular Point.
Just the opening's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh yeah.
I think the one show that I remember we did, and I think this was a viewer's choice pick, if I remember correctly, that I considered to be the absolute worst one we ever did was Sachibato, President's Time for Battle. I remember we hated that fucking one.
I don't remember that one at all.
I think that was during Mike's era, but I remember it was a viewer's choice pick. It wasn't one of Mike's trolls.
Nope, not one of mine.
No, that was a viewer's choice pick, and I remember we ripped whoever suggested that. I think we ripped them a new one for that. We're like, oh, it was so bad.
Oh, you want to talk about bad viewer's choice? Remember that Isekai one, Shades? The freaking Prodigies one? Oh God, that was.
Oh, High School
boring.
Prodigies have
Yeah.
it good in another world. Yeah, Oh my God.
To quote Jay Sherman, it stinks.
Oh, I forgot we did Toriko at one point too. My Lady K would have loved that because that was one of that's. I swear to God, Lady K just absolutely loves Toriko. She watches it all the fucking time. She's rewatched the entire series at least 8 or 9 times now.
Damn.
You know, funny you mentioned Toriko, because guess what I found out? Guess what I found out? So, one of the freaking seiyus I love so much did one of the EDs for it at one point. Nana.
You expect me to be surprised by this?
No.
I mean,
Just wanted
that
to
woman
bring
is
that up.
fucking everywhere.
You sure you're not confusing it with Mao or Aoyuki?
No, because all 3 of them fit in that category.
And I will thank you not to badmouth Gokai Yellow, please.
Oh, no, we don't. It's just the fact that
Please.
she shows up in she has done so much anime work, it's not even funny. She shows up everywhere.
Still, though. It's personal token. crush.
No, I get,
Yeah,
trust me.
but-
I mean, that's like blaming Masaki Suda for being everywhere. I know he's your boy, John, but you gotta admit, he gets around.
Yeah, but even then, he sticks to mostly live action stuff, so we don't see him very often. But when it comes to anime, Mao is fucking everywhere. Like, every time I turn around and we watch another subbed anime, oh, look, there's Mao again.
To quote Brian saying, you can't escape this woman!
I mean, for fuck's sake, she showed up at Interspecies Reviewers. I'm not even fucking kidding.
She was one of the villains in She was one of the villains in the last season of Simple Gear, for crying out loud.
Well, don't tell the other Toku fanboys that basically Sentai/Toku is a stepping stone just to a bigger career. Don't tell them that. They're kind of attached to the lie.
Let them dream.
What do you
Let
think
them
I-
dream.
Why do you think I jumped off that boat, Easy? I'm sorry, but newer Toku just does not do it for me anymore.
To each their own.
To each their own. So we all did our last picks. Like me, Angie, and Kira did our last picks last week. So let's go down the line. If there was one anime that we never did on the podcast that you guys would have loved to have done, what anime would that be? Cass, we'll actually start with you since you never really got a chance to do this.
Okay, so there's tons. But for some reason, the one that popped in my head, I don't know why, but I guess it's because me and Wheels love it so much. Even though it's a little weird, it's a video game adaptation, not even because it's like its own story, but Street Fighter 2 V.
Ah, there's a
Good
classic.
choice.
Good classic one right there.
Gonna burn some muscle, brother.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, Easy, what about you?
Well, John, it's a favorite of mine and yours. Hell, I lent you the box set, and it's one I discovered on cable of all places, and it's still near and dear to me. I really need to go back and watch it. Blue Seed.
Ah, yes.
I love that show.
Blue Seed's great.
Oh, it's great. I need to go back and rewatch it. I heard it's getting a re-release somewhere, but I don't know where.
Very, very underrated gem. Sequel series, not so much.
Yeah, we don't talk about the sequel.
Yeah, we don't talk about Blue
Talk
Seed
about
yet.
what?
Exactly. Mike, what about you?
Just thinking back to anything I could have done, I'm thinking of a little series called Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Huh?
What was that name again?
Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
I'm laughing because I know I've seen it.
Oh, God.
I think he's trolling you one last time.
I think
John.
he is, too. I get that
Same old Mike.
vibe. Never changed.
That
Oh,
sounds like
Mike,
a
we're
magical
gonna
type.
behave so hard at a Ranger stop. It's not even funny.
Oh, Mike, don't change.
Never change, bro. Never change.
By the way,
Mike,
pick up the PS Vita game.
Nice.
Mike, it sounds like a magical gold title. Alright.
I think that's a laugh.
That laugh does not stow in with confidence. Kira.
No, it does
Walk
not.
Away. Walk away.
Walk
Kira.
away. Just don't even go near. Anyway,
Okay.
Matty, what about you?
Jeez, what anime I brought to this show? I mean, there's a couple. I mean, I'm not gonna bring the obvious one here, obviously. I I don't think I had a selection that warrants memory at this point. I mean, I know we did. We know if I could get it out of my damn mouth, of course. I know I had a good time with Tiger Mask Double. I know it was brought up on this show, and then we had a good time with it.
Fair enough. I guess if we had to go for an obvious pick, if we were going to do something Rust-related, I think the only thing left was something Kanekaman related.
Yeah, something like that.
Or that show with all those hotties wrestling in that one league.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God!
That
Want to
one.
be the strongest?
Yeah, want to be the
That's
strongest
it.
in the world. That's the one. Yeah. Oh, God, I
Yeah.
don't think we can handle that.
Yeah.
Oh God! Why?
All
Wait,
right.
the answer is Japan.
Exactly. All right. Oh, Angie, I don't think we got to you yet, did we?
Wasn't so much a single thing, but I would think we should have had like a roundup because we had a thing where you're like, hey, let's watch this, and it was like a mini, and they were like 15-minute episodes, and they were shorts. And I always thought we should have like a short one where it was just a roundup of different short episodes,
Oh, yeah.
trying them out.
We did that. I think Isekai Quartet would have had to have been in there. All right, fair enough. And finally, Cure, what about you?
Sorry, nature. Anyway, me. Oh, well. Besides, removing the obvious ones, the one I mentioned earlier. Let's see if I had to sum up it in a song.
Oh, dare.
Crossing.
Okay, Cross Ange. I've heard of that one.
Why do we need to say who did the opening?
No. By saying that, you've already answered the question.
My girl.
Yeah. As for me, the thing is that we already covered most of the shows I would have done. I mean, we did Gurren Lagann, we did Overlord, we did Noragami. Like, I don't know what other shows we could do that I would really absolutely.
You did G Gundam.
We did G Gundam.
I think we did. We even covered some Haruhi stuff, did we not?
No, I don't think. Well, maybe very early on, but
Very early. Yeah, because I know you were still riding that high when I joined in.
Oh god, yeah, I was. Well, back then, Haruhi was like. Haruhi was still a thing back then in 2000 and like early 2010s.
2010, yeah, 2010, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, I remember those days. And there's still that waning hope that maybe we'll get more, but I don't see it happening. I mean, we had that brief moment of possibility when that announcement was made that they were releasing more light novels with possibly some animation editions, but nothing's come of it since. So we're still waiting.
Never say never.
I need my fix, man. I need my fix.
Oh, I just thought of another one.
I never thought we'd see a continuation of W, but lo and behold.
Oh, I just thought of another one we didn't do. What we could have done if it was on streaming. Nanoha.
Oh yeah, Nanoha.
Fuck you, Amazon or NBC Universal or whoever.
Wishes that aren't available for legal streaming. Gal Gaigar.
I would have actually liked to watch a Gal Gaigar.
That goes without saying.
Yeah, but one problem with that. Too much flashing lights.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
That's
that's why God made blue blockers. Also, and like they say in front of every toku, sit a good distance from your monitor in a well-lit room.
There's that.
Pretty much.
It's not rocket science.
Or in North America, they give you the photosensitivity warning now.
Exactly. They do that in video games now. I mean, trust me, you don't want to end up frying your brain going to the hospital like I did. Oof.
For me, because remember last year? Ugh.
Also,
I had that battle with glaucoma and cataract.
Yeah. Also, Kaus bringing up in the chat. How about Tales of Zestria? We did not watch any Tales-related animes, so no, yeah, that one's the one we could have thrown on the list.
I
Yeah.
think the Symphonia OVA is on Crunchyroll now and licensed by Discotech.
Even though it wasn't that good. Oh, please don't bring up Discotech right now. Anyway,
Hey,
it wasn't that great, but Final Fantasy Unlimited I would have liked to have seen on here.
Oh,
That would have been interesting at least.
Yeah, because I remember the first
Yeah.
episode. I thought it's okay, but I would have liked to heard y'all's thoughts on it. Yeah, and Cure, need I remind you what I'm going through with Discotech?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoops, my bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm actually looking through the fan suggestions for any other shows that we may not have thought about, and there was quite a few that we do end up doing. We did Spy Family. That was one of our.
That was fun.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
I think
we
Angie
should
is partially
have done more sword and sorcery anime. We kind of glossed over that.
Yeah, well,
Jade, I think Angie is partially kicking herself.
why?
Yeah, I had my systems kind of went down that stream. For
Yeah.
Spy.
Yeah, but there's a few other good ones here. We had suggestions for Keep Your Hands Off Azakin, which I would have loved to have shown you guys because that is a fucking amazing series. Kira, here's one that you might have liked: Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka.
No, 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 no. I've seen that one. I am staying away from that again.
You know, we could have done, because I know people are looking for Toku anime to bring through, the classic Ultraman animated movie, right, Matty? The
animated movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know the one.
Yeah. There's also the Hanna-Barbera one that could have been something.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I don't know if we could count that, but the first one, yes.
Hell, the one that got released by, I think it was Right Stuff, or like the anime, that's one I wanted to bring up, the OG, the Ultraman anime with that got a Blu-ray release. It was on Shout Factory. It is on Shout Factory. It is on Shout Factory. That could have been something to watch.
Mill Creek did release it legally, so it's there if you want to see it.
There you go. It's just I think we should take this last 50. I think I'm going to wrap this up in 50 minutes because we can't do this all night. As much as I'd love to just keep the show going forever.
And I got to get to work in a few hours.
Exactly. But I do want to take this last 15 minutes to just take a minute and think about how much has happened in the last 13 years, just in anime itself. Like, we started out on the tail end of the Moe boom, and we went all the way through the still kind of ongoing isekai boom. And how much has happened in that time?
I think you guys went through the Madoka clone boom.
Yeah, we went through the Madoka era of magical girls, where they all of a sudden had to be all dark and deconstructive and everything like that. We went through the isekai boom when SAO became the thing, and Attack on Titan was dominating the world until it completely fell to shit.
Don't tell Crunch that.
He knows, and he knows how I feel about AOT. I mean, I still pulled it up over SAO any day of the week, but that last season, no, just no. But like everything that's happened in the last 13 years, we've been through so much together. Like, think about how everything we went through with like the formation of the Geek Fighters, merging with X&O to become Reviewtopia, all the drama that happened because of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Truth be told, John, and I've never really thought I said this until now, but when you picked me up, picked me out of that guy with the glasses message boards, when I was still trying to get my name out there, we all were at that time. And when you brought me on board the Geek Fighter / X&O, and you asked me to join the Anime Mavericks, I was still, in that shell, where I couldn't talk to people online. I still had that shyness about me. And Anime Mavericks really helped to break me out of that. It showed me that I could make people laugh. I could riff along with these shows. And it really helped me with my video career. It helped me to make Toku Time funnier. And I think it really paved the way for Toku Live and Ranger Recap. I don't think those two shows would exist without the Anime Mavericks.
Damn it, you're gonna make me cry.
That make water come out my eye.
All right, whoever's cutting onions, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
I blame you, Easy.
I just had to get that off my chest. It's been 13 years.
Oh, I do appreciate it. And like, I'll be honest, there have been times where I honestly wondered if you and I have become distant especially over the last few years. You and I haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk as much outside of the streams. So just hearing that is like, that feels good, man.
John, you're my brother. You know I'd do anything.
I
for
know
you,
you
man.
would.
I
said there are times.
You helped me get over. You helped me get over. You helped Toku Time get over, and you always be responsible for that.
Thank you. That does mean a lot. I appreciate that, and that's something I've always strived to do. That's kind of why I was willing to take people like Mike, Angie, and Cure and bring them in, because it's like I understand how hard it is to come out of that shell. Because even today, like, yeah, on these streams, I am bombastic as fuck, loud as hell, and just full of energy. But you meet me for the first time in person, I clam up. You guys have seen it, where I have a hard time going up to people because it's like, I don't know, man.
I'll never forget that SGC. Remember that? Remember that, Jerry? Kaus?
No, Kaus wasn't there for that.
Or he was?
No,
that
was Jeff.
Oh, that was Jeff. Sorry. Old memory. I'm punchy.
Yeah, it was you, me, Jeff, and
old.
Hybrid that shared a room that weekend.
I'm getting old.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh man, Hybrid. I wish he could have made this last show.
I tried, man.
Hey, he moved on to bigger and better things.
He's living his dream. Can't blame the guy.
Yeah. Would have been nice if we gotten a shout out from him at least.
Yeah, something, but
hope he didn't forget the little guys.
That's why I said you boys are always gonna I will always be your ride and die with my boys.
Hell yeah.
I think
Damn
that's
right.
the biggest thing about this podcast is that, like, we lost people along the way, but let's be honest, a lot of the people that we lost were people that really weren't part of the family. They were just, some outright told me straight up when they left during that big exodus that we had that we were, I think it was Kyle Colgren who said this, that we were just a stepping stone for a lot of them. They outright told me they were just using us as a stepping stone to bigger things. Of course, where those bigger things were ended up being far worse than we ever were, but we won't get into that.
Yep.
Oh.
Anybody else find it a bit ironic?
Don't you think?
It is funny how, in a sense, I think they are technically still around, but we survived, the RVT as a group survived longer than Channel Awesome.
Yep. It's that longevity, is that camaraderie that I don't think a lot of them had.
No.
Everyone, I mean no ill will here, but back then and still to this day, a lot of people were just in it for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it was back then. It was a real cutthroat business. It was every man for himself, and if they saw a shot at advancement, they took it.
And to be fair, I don't blame them. Like, that's the whole gimmick.
No.
It's, that's not a knock on them if they wanted to better themselves. And let's be honest, you look at guys like Matt Pat, and you can't fucking blame him. Look where the fuck Matt Pat is right now. I think he did the right call.
Yeah.
Pat, PG, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. John, well, he kind of lost the plot there, but
yeah, it's definitely seeing Anime Mavericks. You know, it was and still is a big part of my life. So I just had to get that off my chest. It's an end of an era.
yeah, I've appreciated having. That's why I loved working with you guys. That's why I look forward to doing this show every week or every other week eventually. Was that we had so much fun doing this stuff. You know, we always loved introducing ourselves to new anime that we would have never fucking watched on our own. Like, let's be honest, you look at half the shows on this list, we would have never watched half these shows on our own.
Fair.
Unless it's genuine curiosity.
No,
And again-
even by sheer curiosity, there are some of these shows we like. Let me ask you this: would we have ever watched shows like Sherlock Hound or Shugochara or Space Brothers if we
No.
didn't have this show?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah. This was Anime Mavericks was kind of the pre Toonami Saturday night thing. Well, now that I think about it, it was our haven, it was our escape into anime, more or less. Which sadly I don't get to do anymore Saturday nights because I have to work, which pisses me off. But hey, it is what it is.
Your day will come, Easy. Your day will come.
God willing.
Go stack that paper, you know.
Yeah.
Besides, they pay me more to work Saturday nights. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, it's and like you said, it's funny that a lot of those shows that we did on Anime Mavericks, or y'all did anyway, after my time, went to Toonami. Again, it's serendipity.
It really is. Like,
The universe provides.
you think back to all the opportunities we had, all of the moments we had, and all the things connected to it. It's crazy how much we have. But after 13 years, I don't think we could do any more with this show than we already have. Like, at this point, we are pretty much just spinning our wheels. And now that with a lot of us having new opportunities, like I said, myself now doing the manga dubs that I'm doing, like, I'm taking my love of anime and moving on to the next level. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years or so, you'll hear me on an anime on Crunchyroll. I mean,
Anything could happen.
That and one of my friends, Bo Patterson.
yeah.
Anything
If,
could
if
happen.
I hear you, cue the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing meme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I know that guy.
I
I was
just,
like, oh, here I'm on FBI now.
I just, like Hybrid. I hope you won't forget the little guys as you
I
move
doubt
up in
it.
the world.
I don't think I'll ever get that way. Like, after how long we've been hanging out together, I don't see myself doing that. I see myself looking back, and I'll probably still be talking with you guys in 10 years going, hey, remember when we did that shit?
Yep. Oh, trust me. When we're up in the 50s or 60s, you, me, Matty, we're definitely doing a table for three video.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna meet up.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet up.
Yep.
I'm gonna drive up to Texas one day. Actually, I'll probably move to Texas by that point because again, I have to do that if I'm gonna work at Crunchyroll. So you and I,
You'll be closer to me.
yeah, we'll be able to hang out a
What
lot
it'll
more
look
often.
like.
I'll be able to annoy you a lot more often after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Funny. Didn't I say that at one point?
Yeah. So
Well, we'll see.
Matty will fly down. We'll meet up at somewhere. I'll have a camera set up off the side, and we'll just be drinking, talking about the old days.
Yep.
But with that being said, before we go, I think it's only fair since we've got some of our boys here. Kaus, you're still doing Geek. You brought the Geek Fighters back. That's something I think a lot of our fans may not even be aware of. That the Geek Fighters
Back
are
from
back.
the dead.
Yes, they are. We're part of Hero Club.
It's your baby.
Yeah. So make sure you guys follow Kaus on his. Actually, Kaus, if you want to go ahead and throw some of your links up there in the chat, you can go ahead and do that, my friend. I think that's only fair.
All right, yeah.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. So follow him over on the Geek Fighters. Show him some love. They've got a Discord server as well. So make sure you guys give them some love. Of course, you'll find Easy, Matty, and I over on Tokurus Live. Not this Sunday because we've got something else going on tomorrow. But we will be back for that.
Sooner
6
than you
hours
think.
of wrestling later.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Probably have a post Morphicon pre-Ranger stop Ranger recap in our future as well because I've got stories to tell.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to set something like that up. I got to get that prepped up somehow. Means I got to do some editing work. We'll figure something out. But we'll keep an eye on that. And plus, recap will probably have to come back soon because, well, the other half of Dino Fury's coming. And, oh, yeah, we've got to talk about that other news that dropped. Yes, I'm well aware, folks.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You saw it live. And then, of course, Matty, you'll see over on the WrestleCast. In fact, WrestleCast will be filling in for our Saturday time slot now, starting next week. So you
Really?
Simple mathematics. We don't like going over Rampage, so we gave ourselves a hard out of 9:55. Not anymore. We're moving to Saturdays, unless there's a pay-per-view on Saturdays. Then we'll go back to do the occasional Friday. But starting next weekend, we're starting on Saturday, everybody.
Matty, you know what this means? You can watch Joe Bob now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can catch him on Friday.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
What'd you do?
Cal's tried to post the link and it blocked him.
Whoops.
My nightbot stepped in. Cal's post the link in the Discord. I'll post it in there. It won't ban me.
RVT, never without a botch. We still got it. After all these years, we still got it. We still got
I
it.
completely forgot the Nightbot was active. I should have given him some permissions for that. Oh, I feel like a dick now.
Some things never change, huh, Kals?
Hey, Shades.
No.
Hey, Shades.
What's up?
Da, 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 da.
Oh, God.
Hold on.
Did it.
Yeah, let me make sure it's prepped on here because I know that got reset.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. Me! I haven't pulled a button out on a stream in a while.
Hey, last night
those are basically the links.
I'm just going to post all these in here for you. Boom, there you go.
Yeah. By the way, Kals, give Wheels my best for Morphicon. He'll know what it means.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, he's been telling me. He's been keeping me. You and Zeltrax covered a lot of stuff apparently.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Anyway, with that said, and of course,
Oh, by the way, Hero Club is a crazy interview that's gonna show up.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Wheels will post it in here. I know he's been doing that
Yeah.
lately, so he'll post it in here when time comes for that. That being said, as for myself, Angie, and Kira, of course, these two will be. Well, they'll no longer be producers because they're not going to be part of the show.
Hey!
Well, technically speaking, I mean, yeah, I think we'll keep you as a producer because you're doing the watch parties, but Angie finally gets to take a breather now.
Well, Kira, at least if
I
you're
will
not a
be
producer
ninja
anymore.
around in the Discord.
Yep. Well, Kira, if you're not a producer anymore, you can start winning prizes for Toku memes again.
Well, technically, he
Whenever
will
I
be a
get
producer
one.
because he's going to be running the watch party, so he'll still have a purpose around here.
Okay.
Pretty much. Hey, somebody's got to take over for those when you don't do them, Shade.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. As for myself, speaking of, I will still be around doing my things. Of course, keep your eyes peeled for the manga dubs. I've got new videos coming out pretty much every day, practically, with how often they've been dropping. And trust me, I'm recording like 4 to 6 episodes of these things a day. So I'm not gonna be running out of material anytime soon. And you might hear me elsewhere, but. That being said, of course, I might drop a video every once in a while, but I've got my life a little busy. And right as I finish up, the lady has returned. How? Lady just got home from work.
How oddly time and convenient.
Yep.
Right at the last minute of the very last episode.
I know, right?
Oh, another great memory is those pictures she drew of us.
Oh, the art
Back in
that
the
she
day.
did with us back in the day. The art that
For
you
the
drew
title
for us back
card.
in the days. Yeah, for the title cards and all that.
Fondly remembered.
Easy remembers. Yeah, during the early days before we had Cal's actually over here did Angie and Kira's images that you guys see on screen now, and did mine for a while.
Yep.
I believe no.
Yeah, we did one for you. We did one for you.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. You're doing for me as well.
If it's
Yeah.
Mikshel, then yes, I did one for him.
Yeah.
Yes. He's done some. He did a few of my avatars.
I did a couple for you. That's right. More than a few.
Don't worry, the check's always cleared.
Same. But that being said, we want to thank you guys for joining us here on our final edition of the Anime Mavericks. It has been an incredible ride. And for those of you who have continued to stay with us throughout this entire final run, we do thank you guys. I know some of you guys are here just for the finale, but a lot of you guys were there for the entire run, and I thank you guys for sticking with us for as long as you have. But it is time for us to... No?
I have one last thought before you wrap it up, Shades.
And that is?
Well, with Water Piper going into the bank saying, "I am all out of chewing gum. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum," And I'm all out of gum. Was he actually having a bubblegum crisis?
God damn it.
Didn't Matty make that joke?
He's here all night, folks. He's
Tip
here
your
all
waitresses.
Tip your waitresses. But yes, we want to thank you guys as always here for the last time. We are your Anime Mavericks, and hopefully you'll still find ways to get your anime news, reviews, and interviews, but it won't be here anymore. But with that said, on behalf of everybody here, I am the Shades. Thank you guys so much, and rock on, everybody!
Special thanks to my patrons like Voice and a Frozen Traveler. Subscribe today to make these streams even better.